online lecture series, and today here we are going to start. Wait, is it live? Yeah. So today here we are going to start the next few terms of our lecture. Okay. So before starting today's topic, here I am going to do a quick revision of yesterday topics. Correct. The first thing, we have started that chapter, which is what, equation and inequality. In that we have discussed what is exactly mean of the word linear. Okay, it is what, a straight line. It means what, straight. Equation means what, simply day to day life statement. If we are going to express in terms of mathematics, then it term is nothing but what, equation. All the basics rules we have already discussed, like left hand side is equal to right hand side. They are going to satisfy each other. What will happen when the terms, any number, when changes their side, at that time what happen? Addition goes to negation, multiplication goes to dividation, and vice versa. That term we have discussed in the equation. And the variable, unknown value representation. Correct. If you don't know any value, at that time in a mathematics we are just considering that term, and that term is nothing but what, variable. So these things we have already discussed yesterday. Then we have solved the question with one variable in a linear equation, then simultaneous equation in two or three variable, and forming of a simultaneous equation. These things yesterday we have already discussed. Here that video I have already posted on our YouTube channel, so you can go and check it from there. Okay, and today's topics are these: equation second, quadratic equation, one variable, method of solving quadratic equation, what is exactly mean of discriminant, equation of higher order degree equation, solving when one root is given unknown. So basically that second term of equation second here we are going to discuss. Okay, so without doing any further delay, here we are going to start the today's term. What is the today's term says? It says a quadratic equation. Okay, what it said? Quadratic equation. So basically what is exactly mean of a quadratic equation? See, it is a one kind of polynomial, or we can say it is also one polynomial. Correct. But here that a highest degree of any polynomial, if having a highest degree of a variable is a 2, okay, then we can say that polynomial is a quadratic. Okay, so quadratic equation is what, is a one kind of polynomial, and any polynomial can be a quadratic equation when the degree of highest degree of the polynomial is 2, then that polynomial is known as what, a quadratic equation. Correct. And how can we express that? Simply that ax plus b x plus c is equal to 0, and that is a standard equation of a quadratic equation. See student, this is a elementary level mathematics, and it is a elementary level mathematics. And student, already these things you have already introduced, already learned and already solved some questions based on that in 10 standard or before that. Okay, so it's not a rocket science, or these things are not new for you. So quadratic equation here is the ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, and that is what quadratic equation here. See what I said, any polynomial if having a highest degree 2, then we can say that equation is nothing but what, quadratic equation. And here is the that equation we can see on your screen. Okay, that is known as what, a standard equation. That is known as what, or general form. Instead of standard form, we can go with that word, general form, okay, of a quadratic equation. Correct. Now as per our syllabus, what is the syllabus says here? Quadratic equation in a one variable. Here you can see only one variable is there, x and x. Okay, x and what x. See, when the quadratic equation comes at that time here some questions are come like why to solve that. Okay, so simply the task will be like find out the variable value, we call that as a find the solution. Okay, if question comes to find out the value of variable, then we call that as a find the solutions for whom, for the quadratic equation. It means we have to find out the value of x here. Okay, so to solve that quadratic equation there are some methods. So first method is a factorization method, and second method is complete squaring method. Okay, second one is what? Complete squaring method. And one more method is there which is a formula based method. Okay, second one is what? Formula based method. These three methods are there, and today here we are going to talk about all these methods. See, the in an exam if question asked on that, then it's fully freedom to you. You can use any one method out of these three to find out the solutions of a quadratic equation. Okay, so without wasting time here I am going to start with the first method, that is a factorization method. See, what did the word says? Factorization. It means what? Factorize a factor. Factor means what? Simply if any number is there like a 12, what will be the factor of that? Simply that 3 4s are, it is a factor of that. Then here we can see 6 2s are, correct. So here that terminology or that concept we have to use. So let's start here. Instead of that theoretical part here, directly I am going to take a problem so you can it understand better way. Okay, here I have one question, you can see on our screen. That first one, the question says that x square plus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. X square plus 7x, that's my 7, huh? Yeah. 7x plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, so in this method, that is a factorization method, we have to sorry, we have to uh, uh, we have to do a factor of such a way the arithmetic operation of that factor will be the midterm. Okay, how exactly? How? Here I will explain. See, first we have to compare that with standard equation x plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So c represent 10, b represent 7 and a represent the coefficient of x. Okay, so very first thing we have to do multiplication of a into c. Okay, and whichever the answer exists, we have to select such a factor who can give you addition or subtraction of the middle term. Okay, so simply here you can see the coefficient of x is what? 1 here, and coefficient of 10 is what? C is what? The 10 here. So multiplication will be what? The multiplication will be 10. So what I said, we have to select such a factor who can give you the addition or subtraction midterm, correct. So we all know the factor of 10. Here I am going to write the factor of 10. How can I get factor? 5 into 2, correct. So simply 5 2. If I am going to take this positive, the addition of them, 5 plus 2 7. Here you can see the 7. So that equation I can write now such a way: x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 10 is equal to 0. Here you can see that 5x plus 2x, which is equal to what will I get? 7x. Okay, now I will take a common here, x plus 5 plus 2 in a bracket x plus 5 is equal to 0. So what will I get next step? X plus 2 in the first bracket, x plus 5 in another bracket. Okay, x plus 5 in another bracket. Chalo. Again, x plus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. So after simplification I will get x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 5. So here are the roots of given equation. That's it. And that is what nothing but what factorization method. What we have did a factor of midterm and then easily find that root. Okay. And that is nothing but what? Factorization method. Easy. Student, here we will take some more example of the same term. Let's say a bit challenging or simplificable question. Here, second question. See, x upon 7 is equal to 2 upon 25 minus 6x. 25 upon 6x. Okay. If you are going to observe initially or firstly, you can see it's not look like a quadratic equation, correct? So we have to check first whether it is a quadratic equation or not. Okay. So simply let's do a cross multiplication. So what will be the cross multiplication? That x in a bracket 25 into minus 6x is equal to right hand side 2 in a bracket 7. So what will be the answer? X into 25, 25x, x into minus 6x square is equal to 7 to the 14. Yeah, now here we can see the highest degree of that is a 2, so it is a polynomial. So I am going to rewrite that again here like minus 6x plus 25x. This 14 come this side, it go for minus 14. Okay, minus what? 14 here. Simply I can write the same term as if that minus 6 as a 6x square, there will be some changes in inside. Okay, so 14 is equal to 0. Yeah, now it's a quadratic equation. Okay, and if quadratic equation is there, it means we can use a factorized method here. So what I said, you have to multiply a and c. So 6 into 14, 6 into what? 14. We all know what is the multiplication of that? 84. Okay, it is what? 84. So we have to find out such a factor who can give you the addition or subtraction midterm. So simply I know the tables. So 21 for the 84, correct? And if I am going to take both in the negative form, then there will be, I will get the midterm, correct? So the quadratic equation now here I am going to rewrite in terms of factor form. So minus 25 I can write as a minus 21x minus 4x plus 14 is equal to 0. Okay, see, if you are going to solve this one, you will get the previous step. That's it. Okay. Which term here I can take a common? Simply 3x. Okay, so 6 to the 3 to the 6, so here will come 2x and minus 7, not x. Okay, minus, if I am going to take 2 common from here, I will get 2x minus 7 is equal to 0, is equal to 0. Why come here minus? Because I have taken minus 2 common from here, that's why. So you can see both brackets are same, therefore I can write 3x minus 2 in this bracket and 2x minus 7 in another bracket. I will take here a new page, that 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, and another bracket is 2x minus 7 is equal to 0, so that 3x is equal to 2, positive 2, and this term will become here that 2x is equal to 7. So I will get here x is equal to 2 upon 3 and x is equal to 7 upon 2. And this is how you have to solve the factorized method. Using a method of factorization, you can solve the quadratic equation. That's it. Okay. That's it. Sure. Now here we are going to start with the next method, which is a formula based method. Okay, which method? Formula based method. So okay, formula based method. So before starting that, we must have to understand what is a formula. See student, we all know what is a quadratic equation. If highest degree of any polynomial is a 2, then we can say it's a polynomial. It is a quadratic equation. Sorry, I just slipped my tongue. So ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. It means when we are going to compare any equation, quadratic equation, with that one, I will get what? The value of a, b and c. Okay. Okay. So here the formula to know the roots of quadratic equation, it says minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4a. See student, now here that term we have to understand, that square bracket b square minus 4. See, one term is given here. Okay, it is denoted by that small triangle. It is denoted by that triangle, and it's called discriminant. What we call that? It's called discriminant. B square minus 4ac, which is equal to that triangle, and it's called what? Discriminant. Okay. Now quadratic equation is also one kind of equation of line. Okay, it means what? We can visualize, we can draw it on a graph. Okay, and if we can visualize, if we can draw it somewhere, it means it existed some conclusions. Now depend on that discriminant, it means that triangle value, discriminant, some postulates, or we can say some cases are existed, some conclusions are existed. If the value of that b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we call that the resultant answer or root are what? Real and unequal. Okay, if the gradient value is equal to 0, then the values are real and equal. Okay, and the value, gradient value is a less than gradient, then we call that they are not real, they are imaginary. They are what? Imaginary, or generally they are what? In the negation form. Okay, they are what? In they are in a negation form. That's it. Now what is exactly mean of real? Real means what? It can be any positive it can be any positive or any real kind of number. Okay, whole number, natural number, fraction form, decimal form, rational, irrational, we call that. Okay, that kind of. Okay, so that is nothing but what? Formula based method for x square for the quadratic equation. What I said, the if any one is quadratic equation, then simply compare them, write that formula. You can see the formula, and the formula says x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2. Okay, that specific term b square minus 4ac is known as what? It is a discriminant. How can we show that? By doing a triangle. Okay, by drawing a triangle. So here, based on that, total three conclusions are there. First one, if it is a greater than 0, then it's a real and unequal. If it is equal to 0, then it's a real or equal. And if it is a less than 0, then it's a, yeah, it's a imaginary. It's what? Imaginary. It's a imaginary. Okay, chalo. So based on that, here we will solve some questions and we will try to find out the answers. Okay, here I would like to take the first example. Number 1, the question is here: x square minus 18x plus 77 is equal to 0. X square minus 18x plus 77 is equal to 0. Okay, simply, what is the first step says here? Compare the given equation. Compare the given equation by a general form or standard form of the quadratic equation. What is it said? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So what will I get here? A is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 18, and c is equal to 77. Okay, 77. Here we are going to check what will be the nature of that quadratic equation. Okay, what kind of root they are going to exist, they are going to give us, or it already have. Okay, so simply how can we check that? Simply, we all know the discriminant value. What is the discriminant? Says that b square minus 4ac is equal to gradient. Okay, so that gradient value we have to check. How can we check that? Simply, that the gradient is equal to b square. What is the b value? Says here minus 18 square minus 4 into 1 into 77 into what? 77. We have to check whether is this true or not. Okay, simply 18 square, correct? 18 square, we all know negative positive form of number having a positive number, so 324. So 18 square is 324 minus 4 into 1 is equal to 4, and 4 into 77, which is equal to around, okay, 3, 0 and 8. So what is the remaining value? 24, which is equal to 16. See what happened? The gradient value is greater than 0, and we have already discussed, if the value is greater than 0, then the conclusion says, the root says the root are real and unequal. Okay, roots are what? Real and unequal. And this is how you have to check what is the nature of, or what kind of root the quadratic equation have. Okay, that's it. And then after, you can solve the remaining question. Okay, that means they are real or unequal. Yes, we understand that, but now what is next? So we can understand, use the formula. So what is the formula? Says x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, upon what? 2a. So simple. See, x is equal to minus, what is the minus b value? Is a minus 18 here, correct? So minus of minus 18 plus or minus b square minus 4a, what is that value? Says 16 upon 2 into what is the value of a says here, which is equal to 1. Okay, so okay, next page, into 1, so which is equal to minus minus plus, so there will be 18. Okay, plus or minus square root of 16 is equal to 4 upon 2, correct? See, addition or subtraction, therefore the answer will be 18 plus 4 divided by 2 and 18 minus 4 divided by 2, so which is equal to 22 divided by 2 comma 14 divided by 2, which is equal to 11, and the second one is a 7. The value of the root are 11 and 7. Here you can see what is the conclusion says here, they are real. Yes, they are what? They are in the form of integers, correct? And what they said, it is unequal. They are what? Unequal. Here you can see, correct? And you can see 11 and 7, both numbers are what? Both numbers are different here, and therefore as per our theory, as per our statement, it's a correct one, and here we have solved that correctly. Okay, 11 and 7 are real numbers, and 11 and 7, they are not equal. That's it. And this is how you have to solve the quadratic equation using the formula, and have to give a proper conclusion of them. Okay, we will take one more example of the same question, same kind of question. Let's take the second one. 8x square minus 14x plus 3 is equal to 0. What I said, what will be the first step? We have to compare them with general form. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay, now so after comparing that, what will we will get here? A is equal to value which is 8. Okay, then b is equal to minus 14 and c is equal to 3, correct? Yes, we know the formula. What is the formula says? That x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, correct? So what is the minus b value having? Minus 14 plus or minus square root of b square, so here 14 square minus 14 square, huh? Don't forget negation symbol. Okay, minus 4 into what is the value of a says 8, and what is the value of c says is equal to 3. Okay, so 2a is equal to 8, so which is equal to minus 14 plus or minus square root of, what is the square of 14, which is 196, and here the value of this multiplication, 8 4 za 32 32 13, okay, which is equal to 96, and 8 2 za 16. Just try to simplify it so you can get the answer. So which is equal to what? Minus 14. See, minus minus will get positive value. Therefore, instead of that, directly I can write positive 14. Okay, so that 14 plus or minus, the value will be 100 divided by 16, which is equal to, wait, I will take new page. Okay, so here which is equal to 14 plus or minus 100 divided by 16, so which is equal to 14 plus 100 upon 16 comma 14 minus 100 divided by 16, which is equal to, here you can observe what, that 144 divided by 16 and minus of 86 divided by, wait, I have did one mistake here which is a major one. See, here is a 100 na, it is a, I will take square root of that. So 14 plus 10 upon 16, this is the correct one. Okay, so 14 plus 10 divided by 16 and 14 minus 10 divided by 16, which is equal to 24 divided by 16, and here is the 4 divided by 16. What will be the answer? Here you can see 8 3s are and 8 2s are, 8 3s are 24, 8 2s are 16, therefore, and here 1s are and 4s are. Okay, that's it. And here you can see the quadratic equation having root 3 by 2 and 1 by 4, both are real and they totally unequal. Okay, why? Because the value of gradient is greater than 0. Here we have already seen that the value is what, positive, that's why. Okay, so this is how you can analyze the quadratic equation there. That's it. Hopefully now you have understand these two methods to find out, to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, see, so in this lecture we have already covered this thing, quadratic equation in one variable, then technique to solve, then discriminant value, an equation of higher degree and solving the same one root. That question we will take here. But before starting that new term, here I would like to take some word problem based on the same term. That is what quadratic equation who having a higher order. Okay, higher order. So let's start it. The question like, okay, so I would like to take here one word problem. So word problem says find a two positive integer whose difference is a 6 and their sum of square are, find okay. So we have that one question now to solve. So here is the question. Here is the question you can see on your screen. What is the question? Says find a positive integer. Okay, this is the one kind of word problem. So what will be the first task here? We have to convert that statement in terms of mathematical or in the in equation form. Okay, what is the question? Says find the two positive integers whose difference is a 6 and their sum square is 146. So simply how to solve that? Simply by doing one consideration I can solve that easily. So here I have to select the pen first. Okay, so the integer, let consider that one integer is x that one integer here I am going to take it as what, x. Okay, so another, what it said, the two positive integer have x, so we don't know what is that next integer. So if one is x, then second will be what, then second is x plus 6. I will write that on next page. Second will be what, x plus 6, correct, because that this one and this one difference is equal to 6. One is x, so simply I just shifted that value here and goes here. We don't know still that value, what is that, therefore x plus 6. Okay. What is the term says, the whose difference is a 6, there sum square is 146. So sum square, sum means what, addition, and square means what, that both terms square, therefore x square and x plus 1 bracket square is equal to 146. That's it. This is how you have to convert, form a equation by from a sentence. So x square, so simply I am going to rewrite that again, x square plus, we know the formula, correct. What is the formula says, a plus b whole bracket square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So here x square plus 12x plus 36 is equal to 146. Okay, now let's simplify it. X plus x is equal to 2x. Okay, is equal, is equal to 2x square. Okay, and that term will be here 12x, okay, plus 36 minus 146 is equal to 0. So the final equation I will get here like a 2x plus 12x minus 100 and, yes, which is equal to what, 110 is equal to 0. See student, now here you have a choice by which method you want to solve the question. Okay, it's totally depends up to you or on you, which method you want. See, factorized method or the formula based method, both are very convenient to solve with a bigger number, okay, rather than that complete square method. So I would like to suggest you here follow the factorized method. Okay, see, what is the factorized method said, do a multiplication of last two terms. So 2 into minus 110 is equal to, what will be the answer, 210 minus 20, correct. And what we required that factor, we have to choose such a factor who can give you positive term. Okay, so which one here, see here we can do one more term, we can do a simplification also. Okay, various methods are there. I can take a common 2 from here, so I will get x plus 6x minus 55 minus 55 equal to 0. So that term equation will become what, x square plus 6x minus 55 equal to 0. Okay, simply now 1 into minus 55 is equal to minus 55. We have to choose such a factor who can give a positive 6 as a as an answer. Okay, addition or subtraction, two things are acceptable here. Okay, so simply see 11 positive 11 minus 5, 11 5 is a positive 11 into minus 5 is equal to minus 55, and when we are going to do addition operation with them, then we will get positive 6 as answer. So I can write here the same equation as a x square plus 11x minus 5x minus 55 equal to 0. So here x plus 11 minus 5 into x, if I am going to take a minus 5 common from here, I will get a positive 11 here. Okay, see both are same, it means we are on the correct path. So x is equal to x plus 11 is equal to 0. So x minus 5 equal to 0 and x plus 11 equal to 0. So x is equal to 5 and x is equal to minus 11. That's it. See, so that number, what is the question says here? Find the two positive integers, whose difference is a 6 and their sum square is a 146. So here we can observe this one you have to take it as what? Positive here. Okay, so you can observe what the addition of subtraction of them is what? Is a 6. 11 minus 5 is equal to 6, correct? And the sum of square 121 plus 25, which is equal to what? We all know. Okay, and this is how you have to solve the question. That's it. Okay, so student, today here we have covered almost all kind of questions from our syllabus copy. Okay, equation 2. So we are going to stop here. If you have doubt, comment down below. My number is already on our WhatsApp group. If you have any specific kind of suggestion, demand, you can ask me there. Okay, and feel free to contact me. Same video I am going to upload on our WhatsApp, on our YouTube channel. So in future you can refer it for your studies. Okay, thank you. Now here I am going to end up this lecture. Tomorrow there will be a same time for our lecture. That's it.